For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. The only way we can get the plans that God has for us, right? These plans that he says that will prosper you and not harm you, that will give you hope and a future, right? The only way we can get those plans is if we submit to the will of God, if we submit to the will that God has for our life. I remember maybe a year ago, maybe a little less than a year ago, I was in my living room in North Carolina, okay? And I was telling the Lord, I was working my 9 to 5, y'all, and I was telling the Lord, I was like, Lord, I know this ain't what you got for me. I know this is not what I'm supposed to be doing on this earth right here. Ain't no way. So I told him, I said, Lord, I said, I want your will for my life. I said, I don't want to do my will no more. Like, I don't want to do what I want to do. I want to do what you want me to do. I want your will for my life. I said, I'm here for you, Lord. So God said, okay, right? Gave me a dream, come out here to Washington, confirmed it in various ways or what have you. Quit my jobs, go into ministry. So I packed up my family and we drove all the way from North Carolina to Washington, and I've been out here ever since, right? I still don't know the details. I still don't know the plans that God has for me, right? But that's where we have faith and trust, right? Because he said, I have, great plans for you, right? Plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So whatever he has planned for me is going to be amazing. All you have to do is give God your yes, step out on faith, and trust him in the unknown. Result-oriented humans with big goals and aspirations have a knack for preparing ahead of any eventuality, right? They are aware that for them to achieve that which they set their minds on, planning must be in place. In order to be effective, efficient, and lead productive lives, adequate and detailed planning must be in sight, okay? We feel the need to be in control and determine the outcome of things. We forget that God is still in charge of our affairs. Amen. He has the final say. By virtue of his sovereignty, he decides what goes in light of his perfect will for us. Our plans and decisions seem to be good and satisfying to us. Amen. But God knows what is best. Seeing that he knows the end even from the beginning. He's Alpha and Omega, y'all. He knows all, okay? The reason some of our plans don't see the light of day is that they do not align with God's plans for our lives. Telling God about our plans before, not during, not after, before embarking on them communicates our trust in him to lead and direct us. It saves us from the pain of being frustrated, okay? Time lost as a result of trial and error, and also from going around in circles. Next time you have this beautiful idea or are about to make a great decision, run it through God, okay? Listen to what he has to say. Your success depends on it. Proverbs 16 verse 3, commit your actions to the Lord, okay? And your plans will succeed. What's ironic about this too, y'all, is in this same chapter, 6 verses down is something very similar to this. Verse 9, we can make our plans. Okay, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. I've told y'all before, I run everything by God. Everything. Even on regards to this God-ordained relationship spouse journey, right? Because I've had people comment like, God doesn't, choose your spouse for you or da-da-da-da or what have you. Why doesn't he? Why doesn't he? Matter of fact, let me pull the script. Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 3 says, call to me and I will answer you, okay? And tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. So you don't know something? Ask God. Right? A lot of people, specifically speaking from a relationship, aspect, right? A lot of people date all these people, right? And it don't work out because that's not the person God has for you. And if it is, it's not right now. It's at God's timing, right? But majority of people do not seek God when it comes to anything in their life, really. And especially in regards to relationships, they don't. They just jump into a relationship because the person looks good, because they have a nice personality. That's cute, baby. But that might not be the person that God has for you, right? So why even waste your time and their time? Amen? So it's, again, speaking just specifically from relationships, when you meet somebody, first and foremost, okay, grow your relationship with the Lord. Get to know the Lord first, okay? But ask God, Lord, is this person sent from you? Because I'm telling you right now, Satan knows what you like too, baby. Satan has a will for your life too. Amen? So seek the Lord before you do anything, before you entertain somebody. Lord, is this person from you? No? Okay, bye-bye. Like, don't even waste your time. Just with anything, y'all, with anything in your life. Lord, you want me to move here? Let me know. Is this the job you want for me? Let me know. Is this the career? Like what career choice do you want for me? Right? What school do you want me to go to? Speaking from like a college standpoint, what do you want me to get my major? What do you have planned for me, Lord? A lot of people like to blame God when things don't work out in their life. Did you even seek God on that? Do you even have a relationship with God to be blaming him for something? You shouldn't be blaming God, period, because it's not God's fault. God is not at blame, right? You made a choice. You made a decision. It didn't work out. That's not God's fault. That's a product of free will, baby. The night before Jesus died on the cross, right? The same night he got arrested or what have you, he went off to go in the Garden of Gethsemane and he went to go pray, right? He told them, my soul is crushed with grief to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me. Okay. Jesus was he was so distraught about everything that he knew he was about to go through, y'all. He was crushed with grief to the point of death, bro. Not only that, he was sweating blood, which is a condition of something that I don't know how to pronounce, but it's actual condition. Okay. But that's how stressed out he was. Okay. He went on a little further and bowed with his face to the ground, praying, my Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine. So even though he was going to have to go through what he did, thank God for that. Amen. Jesus, he still, if it's, please take this cup of suffering, take it away from me. Yeah, I want your will to be done, not mine. God has a plan and a purpose for you, right? He has a will for your life. Before he formed you in your mother's womb, he had a will and a plan for your life. But the only way you are going to have the plans and will that God has for you is if you submit to him. If you say, Lord, I'm here for you. I want to do your will for my life, Lord, whatever it may be, right? Which can be scary sometimes, y'all. I get that. I know I moved freaking across country, baby. But at the same time, God is not a man that lie. His word doesn't return back void. So when he tells you in Jeremiah 29:11, I have great plans for you, plans not to harm you, but prosper you, he means that, right? But you have to submit to his will for your life. And yeah, like I told you guys before, there's a process you got to go through, right? I'm in it. There's some pruning, some teaching, some growing, endurance and faith and so on and so forth. But God has great plans for you. Plans not to harm you, but prosper you. And he means that. Start including God in your life, bro. Start going to God for everything. I don't care. He loves it, y'all. He really does. It don't matter how big or how small it is. Lord, do you want me to have chicken tonight? Or you want me to have a hamburger? What do you think I should eat, Lord? It doesn't matter, y'all. Include him in every aspect of your life.